Hello and welcome. We're here in Granville Island. Super excited to be here, and we're in this most beautiful place, Mawlana.
Mawlana.
Mawlana, and he has an amazing story with amazing products. Tell me, how did it all start?
So Mawlana translates to the acronym of the Sufi poet Rumi. Rumi, the poet the poet of love, who said, "What you seek is seeking you." And one of his famous quotes is, "You need to break your heart to let light to go in." So why we opted for Mawlana was because of the story of the store, how it came to be. It was a lot of love in a very dark time in our lives. We were staying in Turkey as refugees, and we met all these beautiful refugees there as well. And they're all amazing artisans who let go all of the suffering, all of the pain they have into beautiful articles and creations that they do. And through that, we've connected with a lot of amazing people, a lot of artisans who really meditate while they're embroidering something, or you can see them completely zoned out in their own little piece of heaven while they're doing a small little detailed embroidery, for example. So, for example, you'd find we'd have handmade jewelry, scarves. So each one of them is the artisan's work. We don't dilute anything. We tell them, just do what you want, do what you like. It's your process. You take ownership of it. And for example, the jewelry is made by Hussein Satan. He's a renowned Sufi jeweler in Turkey who made the jewelry for Troy, The Hobbit, Aragon, all those Hollywood movies. But just because he always uses his hands to do a product, and he always said, like, when you find a little mistake, that's a gateway to learning, and that's how you learn, by doing small mistakes. And we're gonna have a tour of the store. Shall we do that?
That is, oh my gosh, that's beautiful, because what I always say is our rooms that we have are gifts, and I love that broken heart is where
Light goes in.
light goes in.
Sure.
But that's amazing, and to actually take those talents and create. And
Yeah.
wow, that's
So
beautiful. Thank
there's
you.
also treasure at the bottom of the mountain, because we always look at the top. We want to reach the top, but okay, then what? You gotta be able to go to the bottom of your heart, of your sadness, of your life, to kind of, there's treasure there. There's something you would learn and carry with you, and that will make you stronger, will make you more resilient, will make you appreciate what you have. And through living at your most truest, honest self that you can, acknowledge that and live it. And that's the message that we want to carry, a message of resilience, a message of there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, but you gotta be willing to go towards it. You gotta be willing to do something about it. And this is how the shop was created. You know, when we were this close to giving up, we had all these amazing people. No, you have to do it. You have to go. I did this scarf for you. Come on, you gotta go sell it. You gotta go make more. You gotta do this. So that's how we think we should live in our truest form, in our truest truth, as one says.
Yes, because there's many people who have dreams inside of them, they
Yeah.
have visions, but yet they stop themselves. And what would you say to people who are thinking about giving up on their dreams?
Well, it's not easy, definitely. It's like this quote of a guy who kept praying for God, please let me win the lottery, please let me win the lottery. But then, like, God shouted at him, just take a ticket, book a ticket, and I'll make it happen. You know, so you gotta buy your ticket, you gotta do your ticket. So if you're gonna fail once, twice, 3 times, life is not easy. There's always ups and downs, there's always a million factors, but there's only one way is that you can control, is how you deal with it. So surrendering, yeah, but regret is worse than surrendering. So if you surrender now, you might regret it later. What if I did it? What if it worked? And that's gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. So it's best not to surrender, because living in regret is worse than surrendering. It's like the worst thing you could ever experience. At least if you tried it and it failed, well, you tried it. You can try it again, and you can learn from it. And that's what I have to tell people.
Yes, taking the learning, the positive learning from it. As so many times people stop themselves because of of what has happened in the past, and maybe then they're carrying that same thing will happen again,
Yeah.
to learn from it.
True.
So that's really beautiful. I just remember even someone saying that they're not going to ride their bike because they were hit by a car when they were on the bike before, but yeah, they're probably going to be the most safest person out on the road for the positive learning, right?
True.
So this is amazing how you have taken beautiful talents and made this beautiful dream. So yes, please show
I
us
have
some more.
one example of resilience. This piece, we call it the Goddess Wings. This one, the artist who did this, she wanted wings to escape from where she was. So instead of sitting there moping around, she did this beautiful, amazing scarf. And we always commemorate and make sure to share the story with everyone, just to show them, like, you know, there's beauty in sadness. You can transform sadness into something that is beautiful. And all the designs, you don't see like something sad or depressing. They're always embroidering flowers. They're always embroidering hearts, beautiful stuff, and that, you know, that makes them cope with things better at the end of the day. You know, they created something, they made something, they've put love into it, and we think that it gives back to the product itself. When you grab it, you feel the energy. When you kind of see it, it attracts you. It glows in a certain way, and that's what's missing right now in the world. We're all going towards machine-made, wherever, consumerism, and people forget the value of a certain item because it carries that energy with you, and it carries that. Even if you don't see it immediately and know the story, we've had people just stand here for hours and they're like, what's happening here? Like, I feel something, but I can't take my eyes off of this. What's happening? Then you explain the story. And at the end of the day, the quote that we always say, what you seek is seeking you, because you needed that energy at that time. You needed this story to kind of reflect on it, on who you are. And that's how this artisan, through her sadness, maybe helped 10, 15, 20 people to kind of cope with a certain sadness or give them some resilience. And that's how we think everything should be. And at the end of the day, we're here for each other. We're all in this together. We keep saying this, but like, we should appreciate that energy and appreciate the chance to be here, and just the fact that we are privileged enough to experience something that other people don't. And just acknowledging that makes you whole, makes you better as a person. You can have more resilience, deal with your stuff in a better manner, I guess, or have a fresh perspective on certain things.
That's beautiful. Moving towards what is wanted, what is in your heart. Do you ever feel that some people may not feel like they're worthy of it, that they are not deserving of success? Have you ever come across that?
We faced a lot of people. I always say, you're your worst enemy. You know, we're our worst enemy. Something happens with us. Our brain is wired to deal with it as is. You know, we grow up. Me moving, like if this fell on the table, I get shouted at when I'm 3 years old. Right now, till this day, I'm terrified if something falls off the table. Our brain is used to that, and it's our fault. You know, like the way we coped with that in the past no longer applies to now. You're not the same person. You have experienced a million other emotions. You have matured enough to actually unlearn what your brain has wired to be able to go forward. And yes, you are your worst enemy. I have 1,000 people who come, you're great, you can do this. I'm like, no, I'm worthless. I can't do it. You know, I don't have it in me. Well, have you tried? You could try. That's the first step, to try. No, I'm bad with decisions. No one's good in decisions. We're all horrible. We're all damaged. You know, we always have this image that I should be this perfect being that knows everything and does everything, otherwise I'm not worth it. No, we're all messed up. We're all in this, like, we've all been through 1,000 things and 1,000 misery and 1,000 love and 1,000 heartache, a break, and everything. We've all experienced that, but what's different is if we accept that and move on with it. You know, it's not my fault. I'm not worthy enough. It comes from shame. We're ashamed and scared to be the good version of ourselves, because I think this is where it stems from. You know, I'm afraid that what if I was worthy? What would happen next? And that's what people should be asking themselves. What if I am worthy? And act accordingly. You are worthy. So it's how you view yourself, the lens we view ourselves in. People get lost and think that the lens is the reality itself, but it's just a lens. You can view it in another way. And this is how we have beautiful people around us showering us with love, but we disregard them because this one person said that I'm a bit fat, or this one person said I'm not good enough for them. Well, it's you have selectively chosen that lens to view yourself in, and it's not yours. It's just a lens. It's not your reality. Like till now, I don't know who I am. Like if you ask me who are you, what do you follow, and I have no idea. Life is messy. Like we're at the, I don't know. No one does, and that's the point. Like we're just some evolved monkeys floating on a planet in outer space. We can't control anything, and we always want to control things. Like you can't. Like if I cut my breath for 3 seconds, like my body panics. So yeah, you're not in control. No one is. The only thing you can control is how you react to things. If I kept bringing myself down, I'll end up, doing nothing. Wasted all this time, and we don't have much time.
So true, not much time. I want to go back to with what you were saying about dropping something and maybe being told when you're a child that was bad. Some of the work that I do, I somewhat look at what was the positive intention possibly for that person to be upset about that falling,
Yeah.
and to know that it was the best they knew for what they knew at that time, and that, but yet even a school teacher saying that you'll never be good at this or that could be just a curriculum that you need to get through, or
Yeah.
whatever the positive intention is. So you're a great role model, I just want to say, with what you're saying and what you pushed through in order to get to where you are. And I am so grateful that, of course, Atlanta introduced me to you and this beautiful store and the
Thank you.
stories behind probably every piece that you have here. And just give a little scan of the store. Just amazing. But I thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
And you're usually open during the week? then?
Yeah, we're open every day because this has become our home. This is where we feel most. This is our piece of safety and haven. So we're here every day from 10 till 7 minimum. Sometimes we stay a bit later depending on the traffic.
And do you have a website? as
Yes,
well?
we do have a website, www.mawlana.ca. That's MAWLANA.ca.
Beautiful. And could you tell me your name again?
I'm Raphael with a
Raphael.
PH.
Thank you so much. This has been beautiful. I know that there's probably a story on
Yeah.
every piece. So maybe we'll just do a little quick
Sure.
tour through.
So, for instance, this is one of the beautiful pieces that we have. This is the 7 pomegranates. Usually a pomegranate represents good luck, wealth, and prosperity. And you can view how it's made. It's like an open pomegranate. It's very ripe. And using natural stones, you have raw garnet, you have raw turquoise, and this is all handmade. Like this one and this one, they look similar, but there's always this little detail that's different, which makes it a really unique piece. And that's the beauty of handmade stuff. I can print 1,000 things that look the same, but they will never have a soul. Handmade items, they do have a soul, they do have an energy. There's someone who paid so much attention to every little detail to come up with something that it doesn't need words to describe it. You look at it, you're like, whoa, what's that? And same goes for the scarves. These ones, for example, are done by a very good friend of ours. She loves her handloom. And she's always like, whenever you can see her doing her handloom, she's really angry, frustrated from something. She grabs the handloom and makes a beautiful piece. And she's like, da, da, da. Look at it. She's like, I want to make a scarf now. That's her meditation, in a sense. That's her coping mechanism, to create. And everyone needs to create, even their story, even their actions. And that's what I think should be happening around the world. We should be creators.
Yes. Every scarf, every piece tells a story.
Yeah. The soap, another friend of ours, we were in the souks. We went in, like there was a beautiful smell, and we go in, and I'm looking like, what's this? The first time I see so many colors of soap. She's like, okay, so what's your skin like? Is it oily? Use the lemon soap, add the donkey milk, use some garlic, you're gonna do great. And I looked at her, she was glowing, she was full of energy. I'm like, how old are you, ma'am? She's like 70. And I'm happy with it, and I'm proud with it because I use this soap. My skin is so bright. And she was so proud of the products. And when I told her, like, I want those soaps, I want to bring those soaps with me, she sent me little pancards saying, like, she tried to translate from Turkish to English, and the translation was horrible on Google Translate. So it was like, this will destroy. I'm like, no, we should not use that. But she insisted. She wanted to, like, her products to be displayed in a very correct manner. This is how you display them. Even when I open like camera sometimes, she's like, no, move this soap a little like that, do it like that, put this next to this, recommend this for this. So they guide this process, and they are very involved in the shop. And that's what I think, people kind of see in unconsciously, they feel it. And yeah.
Exactly. Oh, the smells are just amazing. You've got to come to the store and smell for yourself.
Then we have more designer scarves. Each one, we don't have many of these because they took a lot of time to make. This is handmade French lace. The amount of details and hard work to finishing one scarf is astounding.
That is astounding. Oh, I love the sea too, the starfish.
So if you like scarves,
My daughter's wedding. Beautiful.
you better come here.
Yes.
And for instance, this is a symbol of finding your purpose again. This was an Afghani carpet. This was a very vintage rug before it became a bag. But because it's a beautiful rug, the artist decided that I'm not gonna throw this away. So he took that rug, he cut it, and he made a beautiful handbag out of it. And the same goes for all of our bags. All of our bags used to be silk and cotton carpets hanged on a wall, been there for years and years and years, and they now find a new purpose. So there's always time to recreate yourself.
Yes. Repurpose your purpose. Recreate. Wow. That is great.
Same goes for the shoes. We try to highlight the story of the artisan next to our products. We kind of explain what the product is. We put the photo of the artisan, of course with their consent, if they agree to do this. Some of them, they don't want to. It's very private to them. Some people love it, and they're very engaged in creating the shoes. For instance, these shoes, we custom make these as well. They're made from real leather. They're very soft, and they're all handmade. It's just, we usually call him, and like someone wanted this with another color and they wanted love to be written on it. Oh sure, just send me how to write love. And we do that, and suddenly we have a beautiful shoe, everyone's happy, and it's a great experience to be involved in all of this.
Oh yes, because words have power, so you put it in the bottom of your feet, just bring it right up.
Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous.
Clothing, so we designed some of the clothing, and some of our friends designed these. The way the clothing began, our friend, she got fed up from dresses without pockets. She's like, men keep designing dresses without pockets, we need pockets. So she started with dresses that have actually very big pockets. They're very comfortable, made either from Turkish cotton or linen. And it kept going. It kept to be an inspiration and experimentation. And this is a combination between a harem pants and a jumpsuit. I was like, I love jumpsuits, I love harem pants, why not combine them? And this came up.
It's pants.
And a jumpsuit.
Gosh.
And
that's so great.
for instance, These shoes,
I actually had a client that had a dream that she had this beautiful dress with pockets. It's kind of funny.
Here you go.
I'm gonna have to tell her.
so what you seek is seeking,
Or
we're
she'll
back
see
to
this.
that. These shoes, we call them whirling shoes. So if you know, there's the whirling dervish that usually they twirl and twirl to attain nirvana. So they eat shoes that don't stick to the ground. So they use these shoes, all natural grounding shoes. There's no
Grounding
plastic, there's
shoes.
nothing. You just wear these shoes, you're immediately grounded, your energy is flowing through. And they're beautiful pieces, vegetable tan, and they smell really nice if you like leather. And they mold to your feet even with ties. Et voilà!
I feel like I am traveling to
Yeah.
another country right now.
It is a small
This
trip.
is amazing.
It is a small trip. And yeah, we try to collect rarities that we like, people that we love, we work with. Some lamps. This is a vintage antique lamp from Gaziantep in Turkey. It's a beautiful piece. Usually you put like a small candle in it and it glows, and just the craftsmanship, the history. Like this is probably older than me and my parents combined. So it's an honor to have those pieces here. Like they resonate something to us. And that's how we do things.
Wow. Well, thank you so much.
You're most
Very,
welcome.
oh, it's just an amazing place that I wouldn't have seen. So thank you for showing us
You're
and
most welcome.
sharing your story
You're
too.
most
That's really
welcome.
important. So that's amazing. Got to come check this place out. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
watching.